Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you, Mimi, for the invitation. Thank you to all of you and the previous speakers. Thank you to New York Live for hosting the event. And thank you for being here, all of you. Thank you. My story is similar to all the immigrants who come to the United States without knowing any English. I came 17 years ago. I was already 30 years old. I didn't have any clue about the language. When I was in Colombia, I was already an attorney. I am an attorney from Colombia, and I was working in a good position with the government, and all my life was pretty set. But I had to move to the United States, not because I wanted, but because the security environment that was leaving my country back then was not good for me and my family, so we had to move. Being here, we had to find our way to rebuild our lives in the United States. So I've been through these years rebuilding my life as an attorney. And I had to learn the language first, and I had to work as a babysitter, and I had to do a lot of odd jobs before I was able to go back to the legal field and work in an immigration law practice. Right now, I am working with Goldstein and Lee, which has been selected to be the #1 immigration practice in New York. Yesterday, we got the good news. So, working with Goldstein and Lee. And I am happy to be here to talk to you about immigration. Does anyone here know about any immigrant, or do you have any neighbors who are immigrants, or somebody that is becoming a U.S. citizen because they are going to be sworn soon as U.S. citizens? Most of us do, right? Most of us know somebody that is just a new arrival, or has been here, or their parents came, or their grandparents came, and we have first generation, second generation, third generation immigrants here, right? Well, I want to talk to you, and through you, I want to talk to those neighbors, because there are different ways to immigrate to the United States. Basically, through main ways: family petitions and employment petitions. And most of us have heard about that you can be petitioned by your parents, or you can be petitioned by your spouse. But the petitions to employment are not so well known by the community. And if you are a woman or a man with a business, you can start a business in the United States, and you can get a visa to work your business in the United States. So there are certain visas created for specific reasons. So one visa, the E1, E2 visa, is for free traders, people who come here in virtue of treaties that are between our countries. There are treaties between a lot of countries with the United States, and you can come here and you can develop your business here. You can have your company certified, and you can bring more people through your company to work in the United States. There are also visas for professionals with specialized knowledge. They are called the H-1B visas. And through that, or with that visa, psychologists or social workers or IT guys or accountants or any professional from any place in the world can come here to work in the United States with that type of visa, H-1B visas. And if you don't have the bachelor's degree from your home country, but you have been working for 15 years as the accountant of a firm, you can get your experience evaluated and open your and apply as a bachelor's holder, only because your experience has been evaluated to be equivalent to a bachelor's degree. So those are opportunities that we all have, right? And there are other types of visas, like the L1A visa for top executives. If you are a top executive of a company, you can open a branch here or be transferred to a branch here. Or if you have a specific technical knowledge in one company, you can be transferred also to apply that knowledge here. Or if you are an athlete, or if you are a painter, an artist, you can also have an O1 visa as an artist or as a person with extraordinary abilities to come to the United States. So for women, skillful women, we have been able to do a visa for extraordinary abilities for a person who was doing embroidery in her home country. A lady from Honduras who was with the needle and the thread doing embroidery, and she was able to obtain an O1 visa as a person with extraordinary abilities because her work is outstanding, and we were able to prove it. So you can explore your passion and your abilities, and if you have outstanding achievements through that passion, you can get a visa also to come to the United States. As a specialty cook, for example, if you love to create your own recipes and you are amazing with your recipes and have participated in national and international contests, you can get a visa also. So all of those employment visas are available and a lot more. I only have 15 minutes to talk, but I wanted to talk about some women that are here in the United States already. And also guys, because this also applies to guys. So this applies to all of us. No gender discrimination. And I want to talk about those who had the courage to come to the United States and be here trying to pursue happiness, trying to pursue a better future for themselves and for their kids. And unfortunately, they found people who were abusing their situation in the United States. I want to talk about human traffickers abusing our people coming here to work, and they are making them work 7 days a week, extended hours. They cannot even sleep, or they are not being paid the minimum wage. So if you know anyone who is being exploited, you can tell them that they can have immigration relief through a T visa. The T visa has been created by the government to protect those who are being exploited. Because the traffickers abuse them because they want to control them, and because they know that they will not speak up, they will not say anything because of their legal situation in the United States. And because that situation, they are vulnerable, and there are others taking advantage of them for that vulnerability. So please, tell your friends. If they tell you, oh my gosh, I cannot even sleep, I have to work overtime, and they don't even pay me overtime, they only pay me as regular hours. Well, that's a ring bell. You know, you have to tell them that they can be protected, that they can obtain the T visa, and they can have the T visa, and then they can apply for green card. So they can legalize their situation here in the United States. Okay, there are other people that came here and they fell in love and they found their husbands or wives or partners. And everything was beautiful at the beginning. Do you know anyone that was in that situation, so in love? Oh my gosh. He gave me a ring. I forgot my ring. Oh my God. Okay. They are so in love. And then something happened all of a sudden. And their life became a nightmare. And they don't know what happened, why this person has changed so badly. And now they start suffering domestic violence. So there is an immigration act. It's called the Violence Act. The Act Against Violence Against Women, but applies also for men. So it's not only for women; it's also for men. So what happened with this law is that protects people who are not in a legal status and who are being abused by their spouses. So please, if you have a friend who is afraid and she's like, or he or she are very concerned and they think that they cannot speak up, they think that they cannot talk because their immigration situation. The problem is that the abuser tries to control them through the legal status and tell them, you cannot say anything because I'm going to ask immigration to deport you. I'm going to make a phone call and you will be deported. That's the threat, right? That's the main problem. Well, they don't have to tell them. They can quietly go and get advice and file papers to get their documents because they have to be protected. They cannot continue being in that abusive situation. So it's very important that through organizations that empower women, but also organizations, non-profit organizations that empower every human being, women or men, let them know that they need to love themselves first. Because we love our partner or we love our husbands, we love our wives, that we have to love ourselves first. And we cannot let anyone abuse us. Not our employer, not our husband, not our wife, not our partner, okay? So that's the VAWA, and they can be protected, they can get a green card. Okay, there is another visa that has been created to protect victims of crimes in the United States. Victims of crimes. So what happened is that the criminals see a person that looks foreign and they think that they will get away with that because this foreigner is not going to tell anyone that they just raped her or raped him. And they think that they will get away with it. Well, with this visa called the U visa, you can be protected. You can get immigration status for 4 years, you can get employment authorization, and before the 4 years, when the investigation ends, or if it doesn't end yet, but you have been here for 3 years continuously, you can apply for a green card as well. So this applies for persons that have been victims of kidnapping or victims of rape or victims of any crime like personal injury crimes or any felony, anything that is an attack to the person's physical well-being or the person's psychological well-being, so they can be protected. So those visas, the U visa, the T visa, and the VAWA Act, those have been created to give immigration relief to victims of abusers in the employment, victims of abusers at home. So I wanted to tell you that relief exists and that you need to tell your friends and empower your friends to speak up, because they have to know that these people that are abusing them cannot control them anymore, and that they can get some kind of protection here, okay? And also tell your friends, if they are professionals, if they have businesses, if they want to immigrate to the United States, or people who are seeing this conference through Facebook and on the internet, if you want to come to the United States, there are different ways to come to the United States, not just as a tourist. Because when we talk about the visa, when we are in our countries, we think that there is only one type of visa, and that's not true. That's a myth. So the truth is that there are different types of visas for different activities and for different professions. So you can always have a consultation about that, about what is your profile, what have your achievements in life been, if you are an athlete, if you are an artist, if you have a hobby that became very important to you and to the community, or if you have some money that you want to invest here in the United States, or you want to come as a professional, you can do it. You just need to have the right legal advice. Don't go to anyone that posts something on the newspaper, like employment in the United States, because you may end up with human traffickers and being exploited. So don't do that. Just find a lawyer and get legal advice. So I am very thankful. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope to see you all again.